Hello, I'm Emily Barker. Well, the New South Wales budget has just been handed down. Joining me in the bunker straight from Parliament House is John Cahill, New South Wales PSA General Secretary. John, thanks for joining me. Firstly, what are the impact of today's state budget on public sector workers?
Emily, it's a terrible budget for state public sector workers. In addition to the 5,000 job cuts we've already seen, this budget brings us 10,000 more job cuts right across the public sector. What this means to the people of New South Wales is the services they expect won't be able to be provided to them. And this is at a time where the population in New South Wales is expanding.
What are some of the areas you think will be most affected?
Well, the government intends to enforce this job cut by a 1.2% wages growth cut right across the board. So this will extend into every area the state government operates. That's our schools, our TAFE colleges, our national parks, our prisons, our system of justice through the courts, right across the whole spectre of New South Wales. These cuts will be taking effect.
So what will be the next steps for the PSA then?
Well, we'll certainly be wanting to know from the government and from each of the government ministers exactly what it means for their departments and agencies. Our members have been subject to a staff freeze for many years now, and there's just no room to cut the number of people they're talking about here, 15,000, without either cutting out programs altogether or by generally reducing services across the board.
The Treasurer also asked today for the State Super Fund to put more savings into state infrastructure. What's your response?
Well, that's a very dangerous thing for the Treasurer to be doing, I think. People who are members of the State Super Fund, either as pensioners or as contributors, rely on the trustees of that fund to invest their money in the best way they can. That may be in Australian investments, that may be in overseas investments, but nevertheless the duties and responsibilities of those trustees is to maximise returns for the members and pensioners of those funds. Now, the Treasurer has today said that he would very much like those trustees to invest more in Australian infrastructure, and that is, in my view, bringing improper pressure on the trustees of the fund. The other point to make is the types of things that the Treasurer would like the State Super Fund to invest in involves privatisation of valuable state assets. So you might find that people who are members of the State Super Fund have their own money used to privatise a state asset, thereby rendering them ineligible to be in their own fund. So that's a terrible thing for public sector workers to have to face up to, and to see their money spent in that way. So I think the Treasury really should back off and let the State Super Fund do its job properly.
And John, finally, the big workers' comp rally is on tomorrow. What message will your members be giving the government?
The message that we'll be giving the government is that injured workers already are badly treated under the current arrangements. To cut payments to injured workers even more is scandalous. They are some of the most deprived people in this state. And for this government, amongst all the other things we've seen today in the budget, amongst all the other disadvantageous things, to say that injured workers will now be paid even less than they are now is a disgrace. And we'll be saying the government should have another look at that. We would say that benefits to injured workers, if anything, should be increased, not cut.
Well, thanks for bringing us up to date with today's budget.
Thanks, Emily.
And of course, if you'd like to find out more information, you can go to the PSA website.